I want is to not think about, not talk about, not worry about what the hell Derek Carr is doing. But I can't. Derek Carr news, it can't stop. It won't stop. I hate everything. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour podcast. Always with perfect pronunciation.
Same thing as Demario Thomas. I mean, I don't know. Demario Thomas is like...
It's a linebacker and a receiver, and he just maxed them up.
Anyway, Demario Davis, same thing.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. As always, we are presented to you by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. I'm drinking it right here. It's freaking amazing. I'm Ralph Marlboro. I'm joined by Andrew, Dave. Kevin's off, parts unknown. Thomas running the show back in Poland. For this edition of Saints Happy Hour, thanks to everybody in the chat for joining us. See a ton of people. Jerry, Will D, Dustin, your boy Alan, Noel Alfredo, Fresno Saint, Jason Champagne, just a ton of people. Thanks, everybody, for joining us as always. Tonight, Derek Carr needs to leave. Jane Slater's breaking news about him. We'll get to that. What do the Saints need to do? What do they need to add to the roster before the 2025 season starts? We'll give schedule predictions because the schedule drops next Wednesday, plus trivia and a mailbag as always. Guys, as always, if we reach $100 in donations, I will drink something terrible the patrons have sent me. Dave, this week I got dill pickle vodka pickles shot. That's disgusting. And double espresso grind. Both 90, both 75. Sally, I need help.
Espresso grind.
Yeah.
Wait, you just did the rundown here. You didn't include. I thought we were going to cover our picks from last year.
We played. We called the audible because Kevin dropped out late.
What?
You know, trust me, we need him, man. We need him.
We need Kevin here. So, Thomas, how close are we?
What if he doesn't come next week?
Well,
we're gonna fuck him up, man. If he doesn't, man.
Yeah. How close are we to only hands, Thomas?
All right, so as you can see, we are on a 90-week donation streak. Only 14 weeks to go for Ralph's opening his sexy only hands account.
It's like two and a half months.
But no new donations yet this show, so, you know.
All right, Dave, you wanted to talk about two things before we get started. The greatest 18 holes of golf of your life, and you wanted to talk about Nikolai giving you some beer.
Whoa! Oh, we don't have to talk about. I'm glad you remembered this. I can't believe you remembered this. We don't need to talk about.
Put in the rundown. If you would read the rundown,
I did read the rundown, and there was also in the rundown we were supposed to be discussing our predictions from last year. And
fair enough.
That's not happening. So you're making adjustments to the rundown, and then you're not sending out a re-rundown. But I'm glad you remembered about Nikolai's beard. So I had one of his old Tabasco beers in my fridge still, and I was cleaning out my fridge, and I took his out. I have a fridge out in the garage that is exclusively just for beer,
Jesus.
And I took it out, and I went to open it, and now this beer is probably. It's at least maybe 2 years old, maybe.
Nikolai's beers are awesome, but they are dangerous.
That's very fresh for Ralph.
I remember opening those and them exploding all over my house.
Whoa. So that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So I opened this one, and it was a beer bomb. It just went everywhere. Yeah. It covered me. It got all over the counter, the floor. My wife was so pissed off.
Yeah.
It got everywhere. This is the Tabasco one.
Yeah.
So it smells like hot sauce.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Like literally. And
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so I did want to mention. I didn't know we were just going to start the show off with that, but that is
an explosion.
Yeah, there you go.
Nikolai's beers are delicious.
Yeah,
but he ran into some bottling issues.
Dave, my
this
wife,
is the only time I've ever had any issue.
My wife was also pissed, and we have like 10-foot ceilings, so like it was on the ceiling, and like the cap exploded,
a huge
just shot up
load,
the ceiling, and like I couldn't clean it all up for years.
It was like if you put a whole thing of antacid into a full bottle of Pepsi.
Yes, it felt like an Alka-Seltzer bomb.
Yeah,
that you put in sparkling water or whatever. But so I've had that experience. I do still have a couple of his meads in my fridge.
They're so good.
Which have
the meads are
remained
so good.
untouched.
Meat and cheeses.
They're so good.
Meads with a D.
Oh,
It's so
right,
good.
right.
The meads are out. You got to mix it with, like a Sprite. They're so good.
So what is this Carr breaking news? What happened
All
now?
right, so this is James
I really don't
Slater
know.
just tweeted out a little bit
Who
ago.
is that?
There's
Who's
no
James
news,
Slater?
Dave. There's no news.
Is
he really making this up?
newsy? He's like,
No, I mean Jen Slater texted an update about the situation, and that's the tweet. It's like
it's a novel.
It's a novel.
Let me read this.
It's
Give me
like
some time. While you
Two
guys
pounds of
talk.
wood essay, man.
I'm sure your eyes are good enough to read all that fine print. But okay, yeah, go for it.
The bottom line is
No, put it back.
Derek Carr has been to New Orleans he's been into New Orleans a couple of times. He's very hesitant to have the surgery. The Saints are going to do what's best for them. Derek Carr is going to do what's best for him. And like, it's no news, but it does feel like, Andrew, the thing is, from this tweet from her, this sounds more from the Saints than it does from Derek Carr. Like, this feels like the Saints.
I mean, for him to say he doesn't want surgery, like, of course he doesn't want surgery. That doesn't mean he's not going to have it, but like, obviously he's going to explore, and whether that means he sits out the season with no surgery or he tries to play through it, like, either way, like, who wants to go under the knife if they can avoid it? I mean, that obviously he wants to avoid surgery. So I didn't get a whole lot of, yes. I mean, I guess the big story here is that it's not like the two sides aren't talking. It's not like they haven't been in communication. They're trying to figure out next steps, and they haven't figured it out yet. And hopefully they'll have an answer sooner than later. That's basically.
Dave, I just want the Saints to load him in a rocket and fire him. Put him in the penis rocket. Put him in the Jeff Bezos penis rocket and shoot him to space.
What's the common consensus here as far as what people believe is really happening behind the scenes and in this situation? Like, my understanding of it is Derek maybe wanted to get out of New Orleans. He didn't want to restructure his contract, but he wanted to maybe get traded, but they restructured his contract anyway. They converted it to all that guaranteed money. Now he's got his money. So now he's like, oh, you know what? I now may, or, now I have this quote unquote injury. I mean, and he's kind of faking ish this
right.
injury. Like, is that the common, are we all on this same page? Is that?
I think that's actually kind of, it seems like that narrative has calmed down a little bit. I think at first that was out there and that was like the conspiracy theory. And I think more recently, now that Derek Carr has spoken and now that, Jen Slater has put some information out there, like, I think he's really hurt. And so it turns out, I guess, and Jen Slater kind of touched on this, that when he injured his wrist, he injured his shoulder too. The wrist was obviously the much more significant injury at the time. And it caused him to be unable to really throw until recently. And when he started throwing, that's when he realized the shoulder issue was more significant than he thought. But Jen Slater seems to indicate that the injury occurred at the same time as the wrist injury when he fell against the Giants. So there's still a lot of like inconclusive uncertainty and just like, I don't know, a lot of this still doesn't add up really. It's not that it doesn't add up, it's just confusing.
We just hate him, so we don't trust. We don't like him, so we don't. We believe the worst. Right. We always, like, if we liked Derek Carr, we'd be like, man, something bad must have happened. He's gonna rehab. He's gonna get back. Blah blah blah. But we don't like him, so we
I know.
Always jump to conspiracy.
Yeah, we know how the fan base.
I'm gonna just blame someone on DA just because.
like as far as the fan base is concerned, we all want him gone. Like we all want to move on. Like, and especially on the heels of like you draft Shough. He is your quarterback that you take in the second round. Like it kind of feels like maybe the Saints are moving on, but so we know how the fan base feels. But if Carr is like, yeah, I'm not doing surgery, I'm going to try to play through it. I know the Saints fans don't want that, but what would the Saints do? Like, that's where I'm curious is like, would they be like, okay, let's give it the college effort. Like, let's give it a try and let's see how you do with this hurt shoulder. And I got to be honest, I'm never like that bullish on just throwing a rookie quarterback out there. I mean, we saw, Spencer Rattler wasn't thrown into the fire. He had a little time to prepare. And then, several games into the season, he finally got to play. We saw how that went. But, and it's different with Shough. Like, he's 26, so maybe he's a little bit more game ready. But, like, I'm in general not that big of a fan of just throwing a rookie quarterback in there unless they're ready and they've earned the job.
Ideally.
So personally, I'm like, give me a hurt Carr for a couple weeks.
How many weeks?
Just to buy Shough some time to make sure he's ready.
Ralph needs to know how many more weeks. How many weeks? Put up with this?
It's not even about like.
You're exactly right.
Win. It's not even about giving us a chance to win, and it's not about. To me, it's about protecting Shough. If he's the future, like I just want to make sure he goes in when he's ready.
Dave, I can't have Carr. Go ahead.
I can't have Carr playing. Why would you say go ahead and then talk?
Sorry, you're right. I'm drunk. Well, you stopped, and I thought.
I just thought.
I mean, he literally said, "Go ahead," and then started talking.
That is fucking stupid.
You didn't jump in.
Wake up!
I was in the middle of a sip because if I wasn't in the middle of a sip, I was going to call him out for it before you did. I was going to be like, "What the fuck, Ralph?"
Goodness, you took too long. You paused.
You took a nanosecond, Andrew.
Continue.
There was no pause. Dave, back me up on this.
I thought it was totally ridiculous. I thought that was ridiculous. I mean, the only way that would have made it better is if we got a donation before that and you guys both talked over the fucking donation message.
Yeah, speaking of which, get the donations going, guys.
We had one from Aldi Marino. Thanks for $5. And you
I apologize, Andrew. Continue.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought, I think. But no, you said how many weeks? Like, I don't know.
Interrupt him again.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't deal with it.
Ralph can't help himself, man.
4 weeks, Ralph. Can you do a month? Can you do a month with Carr?
You got to get him out by October 1st. We got to be up and out.
The lease is up. Me getting my words out, I don't think he's going to be very patient with Carr either.
Yeah, like you got to get him up and out. Here's the. Andrew totally discombobulated me, and I'm totally deserve it. Here's the thing with Carr is. Andrew, I like your thing of like, hey, play Carr for a little bit, ease him in the so you can kind of ease Shough in. But I just believe this fan base cannot tolerate that. The fan base wants Carr. The fan base wants Carr gone, and I would say, Dave, the majority of the fan base doesn't even care about the cap ramifications. Like if the Saints are like, we're done with it, we're cutting them tomorrow, and we're just eating the cap, and it's just gonna be a little bit worse next year because of the cap. Like I think the fans would be like, fine, we don't even care.
I don't even think they care about the success of the team. I think this is at a point where Saints fans would prefer to lose without Carr than to win with him.
How about we lose? Wait. How about we lose with him?
Well, that would be awful.
Is it crazy to say that? Like,
I mean, that would be the cheapest thing, right?
I'm going to put a poll on Twitter right now, but I'm going to guess that you can have one of two things. the Saints are 4-1 with Carr playing, or they're 1-4 without him playing. Which one would you pick? And I'm going to say the 1-4 without Carr wins. I'm going to put it on online right now, and we'll see.
I think it's.
I would take the 4-1. I would take the.
I think it's 50-50. I really do. Because here's the thing. People, they're automatically going to think if Carr is 4-1, oh my God, they might keep it. Like,
yeah, that's true.
And they want him gone. So they're willing to sacrifice almost anything. Dave, question for you. What's more likely? Derek Carr throwing a pass in a regular season game for the Saints in 2025, or
you letting someone speak?
Yeah, or the patrons failing to get us 14 more weeks and they don't get only hands.
Which one's more likely?
Well, yes, which one's more likely to happen?
It's more likely that Derek Carr will play, I think.
Wow.
Our fans are the best. We're going to get there.
That's right.
We're going to get there.
I just put a poll on Twitter. So.
And if we don't, I'll fucking donate every week to make sure we do.
Dave, are you schmangy? Because he just donated 20 Canadian dollars.
No, I am not.
Thank you. Our Canadian friends still loving us.
Did we ever figure out what the conversion rate is on that?
It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's 14.43. I mean, it shows me, on the stream
Hey,
elements.
Siri, how many American dollars is 20 Canadian dollars?
I just told you, man. Come on, chill out.
$14.51. So we're getting fucked here.
Yeah.
No, it's Canadian money.
Worse conversion rate than Siri told you.
So to sort of transition away from Carr, I gotta say, Andrew, I got the whiteboard here. This is from Oppenheimer. The Saints didn't shuck up the draft. Shough is doing every possible thing right. Me and Dave predicted it. He ate at Drago's first meal in New Orleans to kick off the Shough Oyster endorsement war. Kick that off in style at Drago's.
Acme, better step up your game.
He's practicing at Tulane with Juwan Johnson and Bub Mead.
Wait, he was on Tulane's campus?
Yeah, and
what? When was that?
Foster Moreau in like a gigantic neck brace. So my point is, Andrew, I feel like Shough is just grabbing this quarterback competition by the balls, and it's his, and he's taking it. And the fans, if they were kind of uncertain before, and some of them wanted Shador and this and that, blah, 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 I think that's like all just because the draft, the further it gets in the review, like it's all in the past. Like the fans are on board and they're just like, okay, you drafted him. I want to see him. Let's get on with this. And he's kind of taking the lead and making New Orleans love him.
I don't want to interrupt, but Ralph, you kind of said it yourself. He's taking this quarterback competition by the horns. See, that's the thing is, the other quarterbacks in this roster, they don't even know they're in a competition yet. See, he's ahead of the game. He knows it's a competition, and he's starting now. That's what I want for my quarterback. That's absolutely right. So I mean, that's the point right there.
So far in my poll, 55% would prefer 1-4 with Carr gone. Wow. Then 4-1 with Carr. 45% would prefer 4-1 with Carr.
We hate Carr so much. Like, I would say Derek Carr is the most hated Saint of the modern era. Like, I don't think anyone. And I don't think anyone.
You think Junior Gillette is
the belt master?
Yes. I think because Junior Gillette played defense and like
Brandon Browner.
I mean, Brandon Browner did tackle teammates, and
who shall not be named.
Lions
Who
yelling.
was the reporter he threatened
Lions
to beat
yelling.
up? Yeah, he wanted to beat him up. Jonathan Aldi Marino says Jonathan Sullivan, but Jonathan Sullivan's 20 years ago, man. Like, and Jonathan Sullivan.
People forget, man.
He cost the Saints 2 firsts, but I don't know.
I mean, Derek Carr's made a lot of plays. I don't think Jonathan Sullivan ever made a play.
Dude, he
in his
wiped out
career.
that buffet in the Georgia Dome.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
Dave, you disagree with me? Most hated Saint ever, Derek Carr. I think he's there.
No.
Yeah, that feels prisoner of the moment, Ralph.
Yeah, I mean, wait, Brendan Browner,
Jason David,
Aaron Brooks.
so hated.
Oh yeah, Jason David.
Jason David, final answer.
Yeah, that's right. That might be right.
Jarvis Bird in the chat.
Yeah.
But we hate him, or did they just disappoint us?
Jason David is the most hated
What
Saint of all
about
time.
Andrew Speed?
Ooh.
What? And you're not disappointed in Carr?
I mean,
or Marcus
there's
Davenport.
a lot of vitriol for Carr.
Whoa, Eli Apple?
Oh yes,
Eli,
right.
Yeah. You got.
That kind
I'm
of came
losing.
after, though. That came later.
I'm
All right. Well, we can keep playing this game for
losing this.
quite a while.
We might.
We've
have
got
promoted-
Derek
like a
Carr
good
in the
bracket,
chat, by
most
the way.
hated
Fresno Saint. Fresno Saint got Derek Carr in the chat. That's his
most
alias.
hated. So I'll tell
Guys,
you.
breaking news. Saints 4-1 with Carr has now taken the lead at 52%.
There we go.
We're gonna have some late votes in from California. We'll have to do a recount.
Mhm.
Don't forget the mail-ins.
Vote early, vote
We
often.
might have a hanging Chad here.
Yeah. I'll tell you what never disappointed anybody, and that's Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. It is a strawberry flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, Cocktail and Sons, strawberry and lemon syrup, fresh strawberries from Jonesdale Farm in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof. The whiskey is blended and bottled at the Sugarfield Distillery in Gonzales, Louisiana. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey has supported Saints Happy Hour all football season long through the draft. So support the people who support the show. Grab a bottle of Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. Chittenden County Peach. It's also freaking amazing. All right. So we aren't doing predictions because Kevin no-showed. What we are going to do is, listen, the Saints, Dave, they have $20.5 million of active cap space because they got to sign some draft picks, right? But they have $20 million of cap space. Do you want them to do anything to this roster before the start of the regular season? Or do you want them to roll that money over like cell phone minutes?
I'm glad you phrased it that way, because on the rundown you said that we had, you basically just straight up asked, where do you want to, what holes do the Saints need to fill with the leftover money? And my answer to that was going to be what you just suggested, that I don't want them to spend the money.
Oh my God.
And honestly, I think that may be the plan. But I don't want them to spend the money. I want them to roll it over. I think that's the smart thing to do. You're going to have more dead money. I know obviously the cap is going to go up, and so you'll get a little more wiggle room.
It's Chilton County Ralph.
Couldn't go for a $20 interception, becoming the new MVP leader. Also, thanks to your boy Allen for $5 super chat with a message. Does Nola hate Carr more than Ralph hates Bobby Aber?
I didn't know Ralph hated Bobby Aber.
I do.
But just to finish my point, I want to see them roll it over. I think that would be the smart thing to do. I think that may actually be the plan. I feel like they maybe would have spent it already. That's where I sit on that.
Andrew, are you in agreement with Dave? Or do you, like me, do you have dreams of them spending that money?
No, I agree with Dave. I mean, Ralph, you go, but like, who would you want them to sign? Like, what are they going to sign at this stage of the game that's going to transform them from a 3-win team to an 11-win team? No,
I don't necessarily think it's about transforming them from a winning team, from a crap team to a winning team. I think one move I would want. Keenan Allen. I think he could help Shough because I think you need like a big body receiver like in the red zone. Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen feels like the most Steve Breston signing ever.
He might be cooked.
I don't want some old receiver that no one else wants that can't find a team. Like anyone that's being signed at this point, no one else wants. So
and I don't think there's any point in signing like some veteran guy that you're only going to sign for a year to like try and I think the consensus is like I don't think anybody's really expecting much from the Saints next season. I think we're kind of all expecting this is going to be a losing season. It's another, let's not rebuild, but let's gear up. And I think the move is, lay low this season and then really gear up and go for it next year. You roll the money over. That way you have as much money as possible. And then next year is the year you can sign that, not necessarily Keenan Allen in particular, but next year's the year. Maybe Shough is your starting quarterback. Maybe he's got some game experience. Maybe not the whole season the year before, but half the season maybe. Next year is the year you go after that guy that you're talking about.
I don't know.
And you have another draft class.
Yeah, I don't know who the guy is. I don't know if it's Bub Memes. I don't know if it's some UDFA. But, like, I don't need Keenan Allen getting snaps over those guys. Like, just so I can see, like, a 38-catch, 510-yard season from Keenan Allen, no thanks. Like, no.
They got it. They had a Saint player. I forget his name. He's killing it. He was a camp... He was a camp superstar, and he's killing it for the Battlehawks.
A receiver?
Hakeem Butler? He was a camp superstar.
Emmanuel Butler?
Emmanuel Butler. He was he was a camp superstar for the Saints.
Ralph
he's killing it for the Battlehawks. Right? I can't.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that your brain would go Hakeem when his name's Emmanuel. That does make sense.
Hakeem drops the ball.
They're very close.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, though, Andrew. Do you worry that there are spots? Because I say also like Asante Samuel Jr. just because I look at Saints the cornerback situation and I'm like is there any part of the Saints roster? Not that you think that it could make them a winning team, but that they really need to add someone because if they don't shore it up, they become unwatchable. And I don't know how you rate that, but is there any position on the team where you're like, man, if that goes bad, they might be unwatchable? And you just shore it up so it can be watchable. I still
feel like tight end and corner are probably the two that can get to like a borderline on unwatchable place pretty quickly with a couple injuries. Receiver might already be there depending on how healthy Shaheed is, and so I mean, I think there's a lot of places on this roster where you're like, yeah, it's pretty thin, but again, like, do I want to spend some of this $20 million in space to sign some dude that's no one else wants and is still available at the stage? Like, what is that going to do to bolster the depth on the team? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, look, Asante Samuel Jr., like, I don't know what his health is. Like, if he's available, my guess is his medical wouldn't be great, right? So, there's no one you're going to get at this stage that's going to be exciting. I mean, that's just a reality. And this year in particular, if you look at the names out there, there's just very little that is appealing. Yeah, look, you could sign Asante Samuel and Keenan Allen. Let's say the Saints get both of them. Maybe they go from a 3-win team to a 4-win team. Like, to me, that's like the difference that makes. So, no, that doesn't excite me. I'd rather roll over the cap. I'd rather see what the Saints have in some corner or some receiver. Like, I don't know. Maybe this is like terrible for me to say, but I kind of think they're already going to be a little bit unwatchable.
Dave, do you agree with Andrew? They're not going to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I mean, the big thing for me is how is Shough gonna be? Like that.
Right.
That's really the big one. Like if Kellen Moore can develop him and level him up and make him competent out of the gate, I mean, I think of like Bo Nix this past year, or like RG3 his first year in the NFL, where Kyle Shanahan's dad really like made him good. Like, I mean, obviously he made himself good right out of the gate, but like he had good coaching too and good support. So like, can Kellen Moore level Shough to a point where like out of the gate, like he's pretty competent? To me, that's the biggest thing, where maybe we can win 6 or 7 games, right? If the quarterback's decent. To me, that's going to be way more impactful than like if he sucks, like Keenan Allen and Asante Samuel, they're not going to do anything for this team. So I kind of look at it more like, how fast can Shough level up and acclimate and be ready?
Dave, final thing before we get on to the next topic. What has happened to you people? We used to be reckless, spend a cap, we don't care. Now we're like
used to have
old
we used to have
men
a
looking at a
franchise
401k.
We used to have a franchise quarterback. Yeah, we used to have a franchise quarterback, and we were literally maybe one piece away from, a championship game or a Super Bowl, and that's not the situation we're in now anymore. We are in rebuild mode. We have a new head coach. We've got a new quarterback.
You should be thankful that Mickey Loomis has the recognition that, okay, we suck. It's time to stop trading up. It's time to stop recklessly spending cap money. It's time to stop being in cap hell and reset. I mean, they're resetting. They're doing the thing that you asked. Like, I'm fine going YOLO right up until the point where it's clear we're not competing. It's clear we're not competing, and they're starting to reset. So, look, there's all sorts of things. If the Saints were full YOLO, think about this. Like, they could have traded up again. They could have gone hard to the hole for Aaron Rodgers. They have enough cap space. Like, they like if Derek Carr's really out, like they maybe could have convinced Aaron Rodgers to come on a 1-year, $20 million deal, add a couple ghost years, whatever. Like, they could have found a way to detonate the cap even further, make it even worse. But they didn't do it.
Deception! Ralph's pronunciations are in mid-season form.
Whoa, I thought that was longer. Show you all night long, 20.3 interception. We are less than 30 buckaroos away.
I want to make a confession.
They might not have pronounced Shough. Jesus Christ, that's a super strange pronunciation when you read it.
No, it's lame that they're rolling over the cap space.
Wait, what were you gonna? Wait, you were just about to say. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, my wife is listening to the podcast and is asking me how to donate, so we could get some. We could get some really inappropriate. We could get some really inappropriate voice if she can figure it out.
Yeah, like Cole help you.
We could be in for some inappropriate 28-3 donations.
Or some Astros donations. Astros themed donations.
She's the Astros losing or killing her. Final topic before we get to the mailbag. The schedule come out next week, Dave. Give me, because you and Andrew are being Debbie Downers, and you're saying the Saints aren't competing.
I wasn't prepared for this. I wasn't prepared for this because it wasn't on the rundown. It
wasn't. We're playing it audible. What? Because every NFL team, you have to play a Monday night game, a Sunday night game, or a Thursday night game. Every NFL team. So
is that really how it works?
That's really how it works.
Oh.
So
is that a new rule?
No, it's always been in place, but the Saints have always been
every
pretty
team
good.
Has to play a Monday night game.
No, a primetime game.
Come on,
a primetime game. You have to be on Thursday night,
Monday, a Sunday, or a Thursday.
Yes,
just once.
So what?
Okay.
Game? What terrible game is America going to be subjected to that involves the Saints?
What? Well, I mean, the real answer and the truthful answer is like it would probably be like a Saints Falcons game since it's a rivalry. That would make the most sense, and you're probably going to get the best product because those games are always pretty close. But which AFC division are we playing this year?
AFC East.
That's what Patriots, Dolphins,
Yes,
Jets, and
Bills.
I mean, the Saints versus the Jets on Thursday Night Football seems like a real winner.
Justin
I guess I'll go with that
Fields
one.
and Shough.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Andrew, I have a diabolical one, but do you have a prediction for
I do
what
not.
Saints?
I mean, Saints Falcons. That always seems like a primetime game. So
Saints Titans. Shough Ward. Al Michaels is asleep doing the game. That's my prediction. Oh, I don't think ESPN is going to get. They're not getting a Sunday night game, so forget that. I don't think ESPN is going to give them a Monday night game. I think you might be right with Saints Falcons, but I think Saints Jets is a sneaky one, Dave, because they didn't get Aaron Glenn, right? The Jets are a big market.
Oh, deception! March for Arch in full effect. Just enjoy the ride.
Oh my God.
Oppenheimer taking us over the edge. The streak is alive.
So what are we doing? Are we doing dill pickle vodka or grinder espresso?
I think grinder.
It's not grinder. Oops.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it called?
It's called
Is it really?
grind espresso shot.
Oh, grinder. Okay.
By the way, Oppenheimer
Bean to the
is
bar.
83 cents away from becoming the MVP. 83 cents.
Wow.
All right,
Okay.
go grinder.
All right, I'll go grinder.
Go
Mix them both.
Oh,
sign
Fresno
up for
Saints
Grinder,
is
man.
Saints Niners Monday night.
Why? Why do you think that would happen?
It's just Fresno
Oh,
State.
just from like 2011, a rematch? Like we're the only people that care about that.
I don't really need Mortal Kombat flawless victory on national television.
All right, here we go.
Wait.
This smell-
All right.
This smells horrific.
Let's go. Ooh.
You ever look at do either of you drink coffee?
No, actually, I don't drink coffee. I don't.
Andrew, do you drink coffee?
I don't touch the stuff.
I do.
Do you have a Keurig or do you have something like fancy bougie? Do you have like levels up?
You know, he's got one of those fucking like commercial fucking
Espresso,
things that like,
Clooney
you know, it's like
espresso
really
machine.
like wakes everybody up in the fucking house in the morning. Like, you know, one of those fucking annoying things.
Well, if you were like me and you were,
Let's see it. Let's see it. Take the camera upstairs. Let's see it. Come
No
on.
comment.
so anyway, I have a Keurig because I'm a man of the people, and sometimes a Keurig.
Give me
like,
the
if you buy them
quick
at-
rating.
Do
rating,
I look
man.
like the kind of guy that's gonna drop a little coffee pod?
It's a 6.
thing. I mean, do I
It's
look
a-
like that?
It's a 6.
I mean,
No, I was gonna say if you buy like Costco Keurig cups at like 1 out of 100 of them, they are just bad, and they're like chalky and just horrible. That's what this shot tasted like. It tasted like a bad Keurig.
I got a question for Andrew. Do you have that one of those washing machines or the dryers that plays a song when it's done?
What? I don't know these existed.
that's not really me though. Like, I didn't buy that. I don't.
Wait.
Oh, so you're saying that's your wife's fault?
Does it play? Does it play like a program song? Does it play like?
Yeah, it's like a little 4-note little dude.
Oh, it's not like it doesn't play like AC/DC Back in Black. You should be all night long. No.
Smoke on the water.
Only your dark loads. When you do your lights, they play the Nights in White Satin. I don't know. I just get that. This actually brings up a good
Why
point.
is that quality so terrible? It does not sound like that on my
wife,
phone.
Andrew.
What's the again?
Between you and your wife, who is bougier?
Whoa. The ultimate Buzhov.
He's really thinking hard. If you're not watching, his face.
He's the Jeopardy theme.
I think me.
Okay. Yeah. Are you saying that because you don't want to get in trouble?
No, I think it's close, but I think I win. Yeah, it's close.
All right. So, Thomas, before we get to questions, we have a trivia question tonight, right?
We do already trivia. All right. Also, that helmet, maybe Rolf.
What's
the new
that?
helmet? The new helmet. You sent me a tweet about the helmet. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
The new the Saints are going to have a new helmet this year. They're going to have like a alternate helmet, and they're going to like tweak the helmet they got. I saw on Twitter somebody had a preview of it.
Oh.
Yeah, we got it leaked. It's leaked.
Yeah, nice. That's beautiful. For those of you that
needs to happen.
Yeah, if you're only listening to the audio version, there's a helmet that just says 28-3 on it. It's pretty great.
Who's freaking about football? Oh my God. Did that tweet do numbers? That tweet must have done numbers.
It has to. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I do have a quick question for you guys before we get to trivia that is completely unrelated to anything really. But I was just listening to a podcast, and Ralph, you might remember John Isner, the tennis player. It's actually his podcast. They came on here once.
He's pretty tall.
He claimed on this show that every single like movie or show that he streams on his TV or iPad, that he always uses subtitles. Like even if it's in English.
Yeah.
To just to like make sure he doesn't miss like something that someone said or whatever. Like that, and like everyone in the comments was agreeing with him pretty much. Like that is the most absurd thing I've ever heard of in my life. Is this a thing?
This is a thing. It is a thing.
You guys both do this?
My wife demands it. Every movie, every show, subtitles.
That's insane, Andrew. I was curious about this too. I wanted to ask this too.
When you watch the Saints, do you have subtitles, Ralph?
No.
I turn them off for the Saints because they annoy me. But everything else, like my wife is watching the Astros now. There's subtitles.
Really?
What with the older ones?
Do you do this, Dave?
So I don't. The only time I would like subtitles would be if I'm watching like one of those freaking British shows or whatever, and it's hard to understand what they're saying sometimes.
Freaking British.
You like
Shout out Bruce AC.
Anyway, but my daughter, who's 10, she has the subtitles on forever. She watches Disney Plus shows, Bluey or whatever, and she's got the subtitles on. Or she watches, Lab Rats or Jessie or whatever 2013 Disney show she watches. She watches it with subtitles.
Okay, quick question there. Is there any chance she just doesn't know how to turn it off and that was a default?
No. I turned it off before and she turns it back on. No, absolutely.
She turns it back on.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, so like I don't know, it was very enlightening to me that he was like, how could you ever watch it without subtitles? Like that's like enhances the experience.
No, and I don't like it because
all these comments agreeing with him, and I've never done that. Like I couldn't. No. I didn't even do it for Game of Thrones, which is I don't know, somewhat hard to understand at times.
Yeah,
I could see you doing it that way, but it drives. I don't like it because I'm just sitting there reading the subtitles, and I'm never watching the freaking actual moving image that's on the screen.
The whole point of a show or movie is that it's visual and it's like action and like subtitles would distract from, I don't know, like that's mind blowing to me that people are into that.
Now, what I really can't stand, if we're going down the rabbit hole, what I really can't stand is shows or movies when they have like ridiculously loud explosions and shit, but then they're talking.
Man, 100%. That's like the worst thing, man.
So, like, the only thing I do for that is like I'll wear headphones. That way I can at least hear.
To go even further down the rabbit hole, I really
deception. I heard
this is the content that people want.
That's totally badass. Way better than LSU's.
I'm repeating that.
Deception. I heard Tulane's getting a new helmet that's totally badass. Way better than LSU's. Long.
William Gray, 20 Buckaroo interception via stream elements like a champ.
Actually, I will comment on this. We were talking about this today. I played golf with Mr. Sumrall this morning, and they're going to have a special jersey and a special helmet. I know what the jersey looks like. I don't know what the helmet looks like, although now that we're talking about it, I'm going to text my buddy and get a picture of it. But it was mentioned that they might be hand painted. So I don't know. Has the helmet been? Maybe it's come out.
Hand painted by John?
No, not by John, by an artist. But yeah, and we're gonna have a special jersey for one of the games. I think we're just gonna wear this for one game. Okay. I have seen the jersey.
Okay, so let's trivia. Thomas, what do you got for trivia?
All right, last minute trivia from Budrich, and it's a doozy, I think.
Oh Lord,
I think. So it's gonna be easy, probably.
He's been throwing some sick trivia in the Discord, like just craziness.
All right, so the trivia question is: who were the Saints players that played for the team when they were at least 40 years old?
Okay, well, off the top of my head, I definitely have 3.
Whoa,
3?
Yes.
Jesus.
John Carney, John Casey, and Drew Brees. What was the name of the long snapper we got from the Panthers? Did he make it to 40? What was that dude's name?
Yeah, what was that guy's name?
Kenny Stabler was pretty goddamn old.
And he didn't make it to 40. No way.
Maybe he just looked old.
What was the name?
We don't know how many there are. He didn't give us a total.
Yeah, I didn't.
Deception! What's up, guys?
Whoa! Hatchet John is back! 60 Buckaroo interception via stream elements.
Oh, I love Hatchet
John. The legend.
Way better than Oppenheimer.
Now I gotta drink the pickle. All right.
Damn.
So give us the answer to the trivia, and then I'll drink the pickle vibe.
All right. I told you it was gonna be easy for you guys.
Oh, so we got it.
I told you.
Did I nail that on my first try?
I told you, man.
John Carney was 46?
Really?
I freaking nailed that. Like, I nailed that, like, off the top of my head without even
Come on,
freaking...
Andrew, confess. Budrich sent you this trivia, man.
No.
That was fucking rigged. That was fucking rigged, man.
I didn't look at anything.
Sounded suspicious to me, guys.
No.
We need an investigation. We need a special commission, man.
Yeah, John Carney in 2010, that was his last
Put
year.
Budrich on the stand, and Andrew too.
John Carney's almost as old as Shough.
That was the that was the year they brought him on. He was just like supposed to like mentor like whoever the hell our kicker was.
No,
right?
And Hartley got hurt.
But he was good. Like, he made his kicks that year.
Yeah.
I mean, inside of like 45, he was still automatic.
Yeah. I think he was. I think he even made like outside of 45, like when he was in the dome.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, here we go. This This is going to be disgusting. Pickle shot. Here we go.
Some people like this stuff, believe it or not, Ralph.
This is.
I mean, I know I have
If-
friends.
if
I have friends
some
that love to
people
do the
like it,
pickleback
Normally,
shot.
Ralph is one of those some people.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Down the hatch. Down the hatch, John.
Sally, I need help. Ooh, that
Sally
was
didn't
almost...
even have to donate. Wash it down with some hard-eyed.
He's grabbing his head.
All right. What are you giving this one? Is this like a 8?
This is an 8. This one was hard. It's because it almost had like a reversal of fortune.
An 8.
Like it came back up, and I had to force it back down. It's the pickle. I don't like pickles in general.
Right.
Much less in alcohol.
Why not? Pickles are delicious.
I do. I love a good pickle.
Hey, Sally,
I
I need assistance when they're fried.
So a quick update. I'm up to 74 votes on my Twitter question. 38% of fans would prefer the Saints to be 4-1 with Carr.
Really?
62% would prefer to be 1-4 without Carr.
Get Carr up out of here.
Yeah,
like they just.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Apparently, the Knicks had a 20-point comeback over the Cavs tonight, ending
Last night.
with a.
I saw that.
Wait, that's last night, ending with a Halliburton 3.
No, you're talking about the Pacers.
Oh, Pacers. Yes, sorry, Pacers over the Cavs. Yes.
So, all right, we're gonna get to the mailbag. The Saints Happy Hour viewer questions are brought to you by Hard Hide, Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Thomas, play Take It to the Top. Give the people.
What is that? And by the way, Rob, do you have Malort ready just in case we reach the magical 283?
I mean,
barrier?
I can dig it out. I know. I think I'm running out though. But it's the thing is, we have so much now that Saints Rabbit sends so much. Like the whole shelf in our pantry is just booze. One of the shelves. So, what's first up, Thomas?
The whole shebang. All right. First question from the man, the myth, the legend. You already know who that is. Monadula. He asks.
Jesus. God.
Maybe I should go get another drink.
And
New
no,
York.
you can't because this
Question
question
for you.
specifically for you.
Yeah, question for Juge. What do your sources say? Did the Saints try to trade up for Higgins? And before you answer,
Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
All right, are you gonna? I was waiting for the music to trail there. Thank you. I mean, I haven't heard that. You look. I think there's always phone calls there every year, but there was nothing tangible that was like close to happening. Either way, trade up or trade down, and it was. I really do think the Saints went into this like, unless there's a scenario where like all the guys we want are getting picked off one by one, and there's one guy left in our cloud, and we have to go get him because otherwise, like, we're really gonna hate the next guy. Which, by the way, would probably make them more likely to trade down too, right? If they were unsuccessful in trading up. But no, I don't think they ever came close to trading up.
This question is way too normal for Monadula. I don't believe this is a Monadula.
Yeah,
question.
that's true.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Monadula, blink
who
twice.
stole
if
your
you're okay.
account, man?
Yeah.
Someone stole his account.
Andrew, you can go get a drink now. Thomas, what's next?
I also just got the details on Tulane's special helmet, and then I was quickly told to not share it with anybody, so I can't tell you about it. But it sounds awesome.
Share it on Discord, man.
It's probably going to be. It'll probably go pretty viral on social media, and it'll definitely be talked about on the
The
on the
Tulane
socials.
Angry Wave is like a beloved mascot / helmet in college football. Like it really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that was strong. Like a
couple of years ago, we did Greeny. We brought Greeny back, the John Churchill Chase cartoon, and we wore him for a game against Ole Miss. That was cool. That was really popular.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Tulane,
we do the Wumbo Angry Wave.
The Angry Wave. I like the giant T on the helmet. The worst helmet of them all is just with the Tulane on the helmet. That was terrible.
Oh, like in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, like that helmet was just terrible. Like the giant
or the early 2000s. Maybe?
Yeah, just horrible. So Thomas, what's next?
Okay, next question comes from Aldi Marino. Damn, your wife's getting anxious, Rolf. They must be losing heart. Hayden must be blowing the game. No. Ali Marino, the usual suspect, asks, you are strapped to a chair with a bomb set to go off if the receiver makes the catch or the DB gets a flag. The biggest problem is you can only choose Eli Apple, Brandon Browner, or Jason David to save you.
Interesting that this question comes after we discussed all three of these guys earlier.
That's right. It's tough. This is tough.
And I think the answer is I hope everybody has a will in place.
Get your affairs in order.
That's right.
As they say.
That's right. Because
I would choose Eli Apple. I think I mean he was decent for
He was decent in 2018. He was good. They traded for him. And he was good the back half of the year.
There were moments. There were moments.
I've got an answer.
With Brandon Browner, there were no moments, man.
Go ahead, Ralph. I've got an answer.
I'm gonna say, I'm going Jason David.
Oh, okay. Why?
Because yes, Jason David, he's just as likely to get cooked as the other two, but he doesn't give up that many. Brandon Browner and Eli Apple especially Brandon Browner, he's a penalty magnet.
Well, sure.
Jason David, 1 year with the Saints, he had 5 interceptions in 2008. So, Jason David, if he's in position, he can make a play and save you.
It's a big gift.
I don't trust Eli Apple or Brandon Browner. If they're in position, they're probably going to get a penalty. So I'm going Jason David, but I'm getting my affairs in order.
I'm going to go with Jason David. I have a somewhat different reasoning from you. I'll go with Jason David. One, I think Jason David is probably the safest as far as not getting a flag. And then two,
he got some flags, by the way. He did.
Yeah, but certainly nobody got more flags than Brandon Browner.
I think he broke a record or something, right?
Delvin Breaux was a close second.
Yeah. But I'm going to go with Jason David because I'm going to hope that maybe he'll be so far away from the play that you could make the argument that he wasn't the actual DB in coverage. And then we're totally absolved and we're good to go.
That's funny. Jason David, his mistakes were so colossal.
Correct.
That PFF doesn't even know whether to assign it to him or not.
Right, that's right. Since he was worse in coverage than a hole in the zone, I'm just gonna say I'll go with Jason David and hope he's nowhere near it. And then they'll be like, "Well, we don't know if he was actually the guy that was supposed to be in coverage there, so we're gonna have to cancel the bomb."
But by the way, Ralph, we don't need to spend more than 10 seconds on this, but I know Dave's not a big soccer fan.
Mm-mm.
The Barcelona Inter Milan.
Yeah, who won?
Semifinal.
It was a tie.
I was watching it before the
one of the most insane
bonkers,
like home and away, two tie things I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, it was for people that don't follow soccer. They play in the Champions League in the semifinal. Teams play home and away. They add the scores together. Whoever has the most wins.
It's aggregated.
It was 7-6.
So it was Inter sorry, was it 3-3 after the first match?
It was 3-3 after the first leg. It was 4-3
So the
today.
first match plays, it's 3-3 in Barcelona. They go to Inter Milan. Inter Milan is up 2-0 at halftime. Barcelona scores 3 goals in a row in the second half to go up 3-2. Inter Milan scores to tie it. It's 3-3 again. So they go to extra time. Inter Milan scores. They win 4-3, but there was just tons of drama even after that, there was a ton of really close chances. So,
10 seconds. Are you scared because the game was bonkers today? Are you scared the PSG Arsenal game is going to be bonkers tomorrow?
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, so I'm a big PSG fan. They're in the other semifinal. They won away at Arsenal 1-0. So they come home to Paris. But yeah, like anything can happen. When your aggregate score is 1-0, like that's not a very big cushion, and I kind of feel like it's wide open. So I mean, the other game doesn't really affect me. Like they've got to beat the opponent that they have, and Arsenal's really good. So I feel like it's a coin flip. It could go either way.
And PSG, every time they get to this moment in the Champions League, they tend
to shit their pants. Yeah. And like I'm sure we've hit the point where you as listeners, most of you probably don't watch soccer, and you're like done with this, and you're like, yeah, let's move on. Like this is annoying.
It's not just the listeners.
But I will just tell you, being a PSG fan is very analogous to being a Saints fan. The playoff heartache is like, it couldn't be more mirror image if you tried.
That's right.
So for all of you listeners, like, you know exactly how I feel being a fan of this team. You know it, like, just dead ringer for what the Saints do in the playoffs. Truly.
I hope they get it done tomorrow. It'll be
the only difference is the Saints actually won the Super Bowl once. PSG's never won Champions League. So
that's right.
Like if the Saints had lost to Indianapolis in 2009 in the Super Bowl, then they would really be just like PSG.
Was there ever a moment in PSG's history where they had like a guy who was like winding up to make a kick on like an open net to win some big playoff or championship, and some guy just slid and tackled him before he could even make the kick, and nobody ever called a penalty? Has that ever happened?
They were up like 4.
No card, no nothing.
They were up 4-0 against Barca one time in a Champions League semifinal.
I think that's called the remontada, and that's basically the no call.
Why do you call them Barca, man?
That was weird. That was weird. That was very weird. It's Barca. No one calls them Barca. Sorry.
I thought it was Barca.
That's wrong. All right.
No one says that, Ralph. That was weird.
I don't know Spanish. So what's next, Thomas?
I hate Barca, and I know it, man. All right, final question of the show. By the way, go Arsenal, man.
No.
The Gooners.
My friend Joe, who may or may not be. My friend Joe, who may or may not be listening.
Did you just say the Gooners?
Yeah, it was a
joke.
Is a West Ham fan. He's a fan of West Ham.
West Ham, yeah.
Oh, that's worse than being an Everton fan. Jesus.
Yeah, that's
no, it is not. No, it is not. No, it is not, Ralph.
They both bad.
What's the final question, Thomas?
All right. Saints Rabbit asks, final question. Would you rather endure another 3 months of incessant Shough Saints news, or take a weekly Malort / mango jalapeno Malta boot combo to the face for also 3 months?
I would actually take the Shough Sanders talk, if I'm being honest with you. I personally don't want anything to do with that alcohol combination.
Malort doesn't scare me that much. I'm not gonna lie. Like, does it taste good? No. But
does it linger? Yes.
I don't know. Things that taste bad don't really scare me.
I would rather do the shots, because here's the thing. Shough talk. If you got Shough talk for 3 more months, like, it's just. It's exhausting.
I'm over it already, and he's not even on the Saints. Like he's not even. Yeah.
Shador talk is like a mashup of Tim Tebow talk and Spencer Rattler talk, and it's just the worst of everything.
Yeah.
And the thing that it's annoying.
It does feel Tebow-ish. I agree.
It's very like the Shador people. They're never going to relent ever. Just like the Tebow people. Like the Tebow people are like, he played in Denver, he won a playoff game, then Denver benched him and went to Peyton Manning, and he never got another chance, and they blackballed him because he was Christian or whatever. Like Shador people are going to be like that. Like they're like the Shador people are never ever going to say, yeah, he just wasn't good enough. Like that's never going to happen. And that's the annoying part. I rather do shots than have to deal with more Shador talk. Shador talk was just it was exhausting. But that's just me. And I'm an alcoholic, so I can deal with poison in my liver. It's not that big a deal.
God, it's so bad.
So thanks to everybody. Thomas, recap donations.
All right. So as you can see, we reached 2 donation goals, and we are on a 91 now donation streak. Only 13 weeks to go. Thanks to so many different donators tonight. Damn. Your boy Allen, Aldi Marino, Shmengi, to William Gray, to
Thank you, William.
Hudat Gopher, to Oppenheimer, to Shough, and to the MVP with 60 buckaroos, making a huge comeback.
Just dropping in like a champ.
Who is the one and only legendary Hatchet John. Congratulations.
Thank you, Hatchet John. And I want to remind people, we're going to raffle off a signed Joe Horn football. If you win, if you're MVP, you get entered into that raffle. I don't have the picture of it. My brother's got to ship it to me. But my brother is currently on a 2-week European sojourn.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
His department, the mail department, they need to make a decision. They want to do polo shirts so I can get them embroidered.
Yeah. So, if that decision, if it wasn't made by today, it ain't getting made by my brother for 2 weeks. I can tell you.
I'm kidding. I'm just joking. But I am looking at this MVP list weekly for the last 16 weeks. Justin Leanders, where are you at, buddy? I miss you. Those are the two biggest numbers on this
Michael
board.
Thomas.
So come on back, buddy. We miss you.
Yeah, and it would have been even bigger, but YouTube didn't let him, I think, or something like that.
Wow. So, random Saint of the Week, Andrew.
Who?
In honor of the Saints drafting a Louisville cornerback, random Saint of the Week, Johnny Patrick.
Yeah, he came on the show, didn't he? Did we?
Oh, jeez.
If you know, you know.
Yeah,
we had Johnny Patrick on the show, didn't we?
We might have.
I think we did.
Yeah, we did.
He was
Johnny Patrick. I think I interviewed him for CSC.
He showed a lot of flashes in preseason games. Regular season, not so much.
Not so much, yeah.
But anyway, he's the random Saint of the Week. Guys, thanks for watching.
Before we leave, we're up to 92 votes. 63% would rather be 1-4 with Carr gone.
63%. 6 out of 10 people
That's disappointing.
Hate Derek Carr so much. There's literally nothing you can give them that they would accept Derek Carr staying. 4-1, 5-0, a Super Bowl.
Brainwashed, man. Brainwashed.
They want him out. They want him gone.
That's crazy.
I mean, is it though? I mean,
Russ, one of them.
I'm one of them. Like Dave, the injury update from the pulpit broke me. I was out. Like once he gave injury updates from the pulpit.
I voted for 4-1, by the way.
I played I played golf with Mike Triplett last week, and I asked him. I said, "Were you not invited to Derek Carr's press conference at the at his church?" And he said, "We're all invited in the Church of God, Dave. We're all invited in the Church of God."
How was Mike? 10 seconds. How was Mike Triplett's golf game? How was it?
Not bad. He's pretty good. Him and Mark. I played with him and Brett. They're both decent golfers. It's kind of a tradition. I feel like I play with them every. The week after they have the Zurich Classic at TPC, I think we usually try and go because you can play it, well, they still have it set up and still in great course, like the pros played on it. So we always try to play it that week after. But Mike's a great guy. Mike is very funny. I don't even remember what he said. One time I was like putting and I made some comment and he had some retort that had me laughing so hard I had to back off my putt. And like redo it because I was laughing so hard and I can't even remember what he said.
I feel like
Mike is very funny.
I feel like on the Nick Underhill New Orleans football podcast, they need to let Mike Triplett loose. Like he's buttoned up. They need to get him a drink, let him unbutton.
Let him
his
off
shirt.
the leash.
They need to let him off the leash. Yeah.
I'll say this. I agree with you. I think Mike could be very good and very funny if he loosened up a little bit, but I think he likes to just kind be
buttoned up.
Yeah, I mean, he can be fun in his personal life. He doesn't have to be fun in his personal life.
No. The only Saints podcast that gives details about their personal life is us. That's our bag. People.
I don't think I'm overstepping any boundaries here. I think everything I've said is totally fine. Mike would be fine with it.
Yeah.
I like Mike a lot. I really do.
He's a good guy. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the show and we made you laugh, consider supporting the show by going to patreon.com/saintshappyhour. Give us a shot. Every little bit helps to make the show better. Don't forget, follow us on the socials wherever you get your podcast. Thanks to Dave, to Andrew, to Tomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Until next time, the bar is closed.